last session about chapter 5 from the book, The Eternal Validity of the Soul, and how thoughts form matter and coordination points. So far in this chapter, we have discussed about how thoughts are formed into matter and to some part, and about coordinate points, and words are limiting our feelings, and we can't express our feelings and emotions with exact words, with 100% of that what we feel. So words always limits our feelings. So it's all about energy. So not the physical reality, not the physical existence, what we are trying to convey to others, or what we are trying to express to others, but it's always limiting factor. Words are always limiting factor. So what Seth Master wants to make us clear is, we want to, it's all about energy. Try to understand the energy, not the words, not the physical words. Try to understand the energy and how, and we are all energy beings, right? We are all energy beings. So whatever we do, we do, or what all our actions, they connect with the energy. Though I'm speaking here, it's the energy. It's the energy that we all get connect and we speak. So the energy matters. We can, when we understand the flow of energy, and then in Satyaloka, in the higher dimensions, they won't speak any word. Even in Seth Master's dimension, so he said in the dimension chapter 3, he mentioned about they won't speak with words, physical, they won't speak with their mouth. Everything they understand, their mind to mind, they understand how they are connecting with other people's thoughts. It's all about energy. So for that we have to meditate. So when we meditate, instead of understanding other people, so don't try to understand others. Don't try to connect with other thoughts, other people's thoughts, other person's thoughts. So in fact, we have to understand ourselves. So meditate. So for that, we need meditation. And today's coming to today conclusion. So Seth Master says, your entire physical environment comes as naturally, that means our physical environment, okay, comes as naturally out of your inner mind as words come out of your mouths, and that man forms physical objects as unself-consciously and as automatically as he forms his own breath. So here he is mentioning about, he is saying about whatever we create our physical environment, isn't it? We create our situations. So we are the sole creators of our realities. So how this physical environment is formed? Naturally it is formed. So we are not consciously creating. So naturally means we are not conscious of our environment. So how this is formed? With our inner mind. So with our inner feelings, with our inner thoughts, we are creating our physical reality. So as words, even the words, so whatever we feel inside, whatever the inner, we are not conscious of our thoughts. And even if we try to frame a sentence, we plan the starting words of the sentence, but we don't know how we are going to end the sentence. So we don't frame all the words. We frame only the initial words, the starting words, right? So in the same way, just we get the thought, and we are not aware of the thought, and we are not aware of the consequences, and we are not aware how this is going to turn, how I'm going to create this. So it's all happening unconsciously, like just words. And what he said, and another thing is that the man, even we form the physical objects, we create physical objects and self-consciously, and And as automatically as he forms his own breath, that man forms physical objects as and self-consciously, and as automatically as he forms his own breath. So why he has mentioned about breath here? Why? The thoughts and the breath, what is the connection? So we are not aware of our breath. Are we taking conscious breath every time? No, isn't it? We are not aware of our breaths. We are not aware. So it's just happening. We are not conscious. It's just happening. In the same way, even our thoughts in us, even our thoughts are unconscious. We are not conscious of our thoughts. It's just happening, and we are just following our mind. And sometimes some people, they become slaves to their own mind, right? So and here what he says, then we are not taking any conscious breath, isn't it? In the same way, we are creating our environment automatically and unconsciously with our own thoughts. And again, we are not conscious of our thoughts. We are not at all conscious of our any single thought. We are not. Maybe out of 100, we can say, like, out of 100, maybe to 5%, or only that we are conscious of. We think to some extent, but beyond we can't, isn't it? So we, in the last section, in the last session, we have discussed about coordinate points and subcoordinate points, if you remember. So how the coordinate points, what are the coordinate points? In a nutshell, coordinate points are those which are ready to take physical form, like which are ready to take physical form. That means they are already, we have that that frequency in us already. We have that frequency. When the outer frequency matches to that, and that forms to the physical matter, that's how we are creating our thoughts. Those are called coordinating points. Coordinating means they match in their frequency, though they look different, but they match in their frequency. At the energy level they match, and that's how thoughts are formed. And Seth Master here says, here he said, there are 4 absolute coordinate points that intersect all realities. So whatever the realities we are creating, he says about 4 absolute coordinate points. There are 4 types of coordinate points, and these points, friends, and this is not from the book. This is not mentioned in this book. So I thought to know what are those 4 coordinate points, because in the book it is just mentioned about 4 coordinate points, and later on when I read the whole chapter, I didn't get those particular 4 coordinate points. So I wanted to know, and I requested Seth Master to give us what are those coordinate points, so that we can be aware, and we can know in detail. So how we are framing our thoughts, how we are forming, how we are framing, how we are creating our realities from the from the basis. So what is the base that we are creating our realities? So those 4 coordinate points, and yeah, he's a great master, and he has given us those 4 points. So the intersection, so where this intersects, the first one is through our 5 senses, right? We take our inputs to through our 5 senses, to our touch feeling, with our what we see, what we hear, right? So already it is existing in us, already is existing in our inner self, the one point, okay, one thing. And the input we give from the outside through our 5 senses. For example, if we touch something, we remember, we will get to we recollect something in the past, the same touch feeling, right? And sometimes if the experience is happy to us, if the experience is happy, so we recollect those happy situations. And if the experience is like challenging, something which is not comfortable, so that's how it gets triggered. Because how it is getting triggered, how this person is getting triggered, because already that is existing, that memory is there, and again that memory is triggered through the 5 senses. So if we see something on television, or we see something, if already if that person is already having a memory, if any news channels or anything in social media or anything we see, that person connects to the past, and it gets, and emotions, instantly emotions, he differs, the emotions will get intense, or that person will go to the lower emotions. That's how these thoughts play with our emotions. Okay, so for the first point, what he said is, through our five senses we are creating our reality, isn't it? So how we are creating with our reality? With our, so when this thought triggered, okay, that person, if that person holds that feeling for longer time, for longer days, okay, that means the same frequency, he is, that person is with the same frequency, and this person attracts the same situation or the likewise situation in the near future, on the coming days. Maybe could be different, but the frequency, it is matched. That's how this person is creating their realities with the five senses. So what we hear, what we see, it's very, very, very important. That's how, if you remember in Mahatar Babaji's message also, about he said about the consciousness. Okay, in this consciousness, he said about what you take in, even the food, even the inputs, it's are very important. What you hear, what you see, and what you feel, it's all very important. So we have to filter, we have to get filter. So it's very, very important to note this. And also coming to the second point, our own thoughts become coordinate points. That's how unconscious. The second one is how we are creating our realities. Our own thought becomes coordinate point. Okay, instead of this outer reality. Okay, this is the first. And second, we think. Okay, we are not consciously thinking. If the energy, it's all about energy, right? If the frequency, whatever we think instantly, if it matches, if it gives energies to the past memory, then again this person creates the reality. This person, how this person creates his own reality. Understood? So already there's a memory. So everything is in us, in our inner conscious. So everything, it is stored. When it gets proper energy, it will get activate. That's it. So that's the second one. And the third reality, how we are creating images and visions generated in our mind, mental images. So not only the thoughts, some they get pictures. Pictures in the sense, they imagination, they will imagine that without a fear, or without tense anxiety or anything. So when they create that images, if any thought popped out, if they create some image, if they imagine this is what will happen, then definitely the images have greater power, greater energy, visions. That's why we have to always think about positive visions. We have to see, we have to imagine a positive thinking, we have to build that positive thinking. Okay, and that's how Patri sir says about four types of thought, isn't it? Negative, destructive, and positive, and miraculous. So always we have to vision a miraculous thinking, miraculous visions. So this how the third one is images and visions generated in our mind. So again it triggers, again it connects to the energy that is flowing in us, and when it adds, we create another reality. That's how we create our reality. And the fourth one he said is about dreams. Dreams are the bigger realities. Whatever we see in dreams, that's all, it's our inner consciousness. So from the subconscious mind. So it can be a past life memories. So like in dreams, I connected to my past life maybe 3 or 4 times. I could see my past life in dream. So in dream, I have seen one of my past life. From that past life, I again got connected to another past life. So That means, see, our subconscious mind, in our subconscious mind or in our realities, so that we have that memories, we connect. And dreams, whatever we see in dreams, that all from inner conscious. We want to test anything. If we want to experiment, so we got to know some wisdom, we try to experiment, and we are successful in that or not. So in the dreams, so we ourselves create some test. So like masters, they give us test. In fact, we are ready to take the test, and again that same dreams repeat until we pass the test, until we get to know the whatever say what get to know the truth, right? So that's how these are the four types of realities, four coordinate, absolute coordinate points, where we create, where that intersect all, where these points intersect all realities. Okay, and these are about coordinate points. This is how the thought is taking into a physical form. And coming to subordinate coordinate points. So subordinate coordinate points are those which are still dormant, and that they need some same level of energy. So they are like dots, they are like points in our energy space. So what is this energy space? Our space in the sense aura, our aura. So we are all energy beings. We resonate with the electromagnetic energy. Every time it passes through us, it passes around us. So in our aura, this is not happening in mind, friends. All these thoughts, this mind, this physical body is a machine. So it takes the energy and it creates. It's not all happening. It's all happening at the energy level, at the aura, in our aura. So that's why when we meditate, we can cleanse our aura automatically. It will happen. All the thoughts or the unnecessary thoughts from the energy body or from the emotion body, all these 7 bodies will get cleansed through meditation. That's why it's very important to meditate, so that all the unnecessary thoughts, it will dissolve, and whatever it is important to us, it will remain. So these subordinate coordinate points, they don't have that particular energy. They are waiting for the energy. They are waiting for the same frequency. So they are like dots in our energy space, in our space. So these are important. Where? Yeah, our space around our aura, and is filled with subordinate points. These are important in allowing us to transform thoughts and emotions into physical matter. So these subordinate points also important. Okay, so these subordinate points become coordinate points when the same frequency matches. They will become coordinate points. So when a thought or emotion attains a certain intensity, okay, when a thought or emotion attains a certain intensity, it automatically attracts the power of one of these subordinate points, and is therefore highly charged, and in one way magnified, though not in size. So what Seth Master here he says is, these when a thought or emotion attains a certain intensity. So how this emotion or thought attaining a certain intensity? Because these frequency from all these 4 of the realities, when we connect with one of these 4 realities, we add that frequency, and that's how when these coordinate points join, when these like intersect, when they intersect, from that point energy is generating, from that point energy is creating. So from that point, so though it is not about the size, it is magnified, though not in size, magnified in the sense at an energy level, it is like bigger thing, not in size, not the physical one, not the physically, it is not big, but energy wise it is ready to take physical form, it is ready to take into matter. So some things, see, like we have an idea, okay, like scientists, or if we want to create something, a picture, or we get in our mind, or we want to mold some with molds or something, we have to create we are trying to create a small doll, okay, a small flower or anything. So we have mind, we have picture, we have everything, color, everything we have. But to create into physical form, it takes time, isn't it? It is not, sometimes it is not easy. So it's a simple matter. So whatever we think, if we want to put in words, it takes some time. But now see, we are creating a reality, a future of our reality. Now the energy, how much of energy we need, that means that sufficient amount of energy, and we are having that much of energy, that greater energy in us. And with greater energy, we are creating unnecessary situations, unnecessary realities based on our past thoughts. So we have to use that energy, that greater energy, to create a beautiful realities. That's how. And like a seed, okay, what are these subordinate points? So we can take an example like a seed. So seed waiting for the suitable environment or proper light to grow, isn't it? What the seed, when we sow a seed, what happens? So it needs some proper environment, it needs some proper light, sunlight. So when it gets the proper light, it will sprout out, it will sprout, isn't it? So these subordinate points also same, they need some energy, so they need something, they need some, whatever it is suitable, whatever it is suitable to that point, suitable to that frequency or or the thought or that emotion. When the energy gets add up, it will sprout out, it will sprout, that means it will take into physical form. That's how these are coordinate points and subcoordinate points. And I would like to read an important paragraph from the book. So he said, the concentrated energy points are activated by emotional intensities that are well within your normal range. Your own emotions or feelings will activate these coordinates whether you know of them or not. See, here we are not aware of our coordinate points, of our thoughts. Greater energy will therefore be added to the original thought or feeling, and its projection into physical matter accelerated. Now, this applies regardless of the nature of the feeling, only its intensity is involved here. We have to underline this line. Nature, regardless of the nature, regardless of nature of the feeling. Okay, if some person is in fear, so he creates his reality with fear. Even the fear, even the intensity, whatever the emotions, we all know about certain types of emotions, isn't it? If that emotion get intensity, if that emotion gets leveled up, if it gets energy, sufficient energy, that's how we are creating our realities. Okay, the intensity matters, not the emotions. That's why, so even if we are feeling, that's the reason we always have to speak, we always have to think positive words. If a person is not liking something, if he is not like to go to certain place, or to a party or something, or the dress he whatever he wears, he dress, I don't want to no, my dress to get any dirt, or so this why negative statements. If the person says the positive statement, so though I go, I will enjoy, and forget about the dress, I'm happy, I either accept it, or we can say in a positive way, so nothing is going to happen, nothing is going to, all is well, right? So that's how, so to generate, so even words are important, and whatever we think, that is important, whatever we speak with us, the self talk, the words whatever we are using, that's very important. And here he said is about the intensity of the feeling, it matters. So whatever the feeling is, the intensity of a feeling or thought or mental image is therefore important element in determining its subsequent physical materialization. The more intense the core, the sooner the physical materialization. So the more intense we think, the more, that means intensely thinking means whatever we think, if we add the feeling, if we add emotions to the thought, that's how intensity generates, that's how intensity gets into core. This would apply whether the mental image was fearful one or a joyful one. So he's there. This would apply whether the mental image was fearful one or a joyful one. Right. And here he says about, now there is a very important problem here, he's mentioning here. If your turn of mind is highly intense and you think in vivid mental emotional images, there will be shiftly formed into physical events. If you're also of a highly pessimistic nature, given to thoughts and feelings of potential disaster, then these thoughts will be quite faithfully reproduced in experience. So he's making us very, very clear. So it's not always positive intensity, so always positive things. We feel like to experience positive one, but what is the inner feeling? That is very important, not the mind. What is the inner feeling really? That's very important. Okay, so here I'm all of a sudden I got an recollecting some remind my experience. So I was in the garden. Few honeybees, honeybees, they started to move around me. They started to fly. They circulated me, and I was in center, and like even they may be 6 or 7, so they are circulating around me. It was they are big in size, and I thought like, okay, let me, what I need to do now. So that's a very I was new to meditation. Then Mahavatar Babaji got connected. That's a connection when happened with Mahavatar Babaji in those days. So he said, don't move. Okay, physically, he said in a physical form, so we should not move. So I said, okay, I won't. But I was feeling that I was feeling intense fear in me. So if something, it might sting me, some bee. So he said, what he said is, don't fear. Okay, calm down and just observe your breath. Calm down. First calm down. Don't go into that fear state. So when I became so normal, so like it's just a fly, okay, it's not going to do anything. So I connected to my own self. So I observed my breath. I went into that meditative state. Then what happened? Automatically, it is circulating for some time, and it just they went away. That means these insects, or even the dog, you see, even the dog, they can detect our aura. They can see our aura. If we are in that fear state, if that person, if any person is in that fear state, if the dog observed, if the person is afraid of dogs, so though that person is afraid of those, though the person looks very brave from outside, no, I am okay, but inner feeling, he is in fear, right? This dog detects that aura, and when we are in fearful state, our aura gets the darker color. It takes in the darker color, red color. That's how that red color, these dogs detect that red color, and in their feeling, when they see this red color, something, they sense danger to them. That's how they attack. That's how they in order to protect themselves, they attack. Okay, everything, that inner sense, the inner feeling is very, very important. And now that's how affirmations work, isn't it? So affirmations, simply the words won't work when we say affirmations. I love myself and my day is going to be beautiful. This is what affirmations, if we use these affirmations simply like with them from the mind level, it won't work. Why? Because we are not adding the feeling. We are not adding feeling. That's why if you are saying something, I love myself, so you have to feel that love, then only it works. So again, it's a I'm going to conclude now from the SETH master. So lastly, he want to give us a message that's in the book about what he want to say. What he want to say is, my first purpose, therefore, is to make you aware of the inner identity of which you are part, and to clear away some of the intellectual and superstitious debris that prevents you from recognizing your own potentialities and freedom. So then perhaps you can begin to learn the many ways in which that freedom can be used. So again, to remember what Seth Master's previous message that we have in the chapter 1, the actual freedom lies in choosing your own thoughts. This was the first message he has given. So actual freedom in choosing our own thoughts. There will be multiple thoughts. So when we go to the supermarket or to some shopping mall, we select, there will be so many items, but we select what we want, isn't it? We select what we want. We choose that if it is perfect according to our terms, if it is perfect or not. So we choose that. In the same way, that means there lies the freedom. We are choosing. That means the supermarket, they are giving us freedom. You can choose anything, right? That's the freedom we have to be with ourselves. So we have to choose our own thoughts and intensities and emotions, friends. This is what, my friend, she here in London, uh, she in the past, when she shifted here in this to this area, so she heard that a robbery, about a robbery, one of her friend shared in detail. Okay, in detail. So whatever her friend saw, my friend saw, so she explained to my friend. And from that day onwards, my friend, with fear, she used to think every night before going to bed. Every night she used to recollect out of fear, because her husband, it's night shift. He won't he goes for work at the night from 8 o'clock, and again he returns back morning 8 o'clock. So with her kids, with her two daughters, and she stays at home alone in the night, she always used to think out of fear. And the same, within few days, that's the same thing happened to her. The same experience happened with her. So the same type of robbery. But in reality, in outer reality, we see that she actually, she don't want that to happen. But it happened. Why? Because she even whatever she even thought that this is how he will come, this is how the robbers will come from this way. So exactly it happened. So whatever we think, it's very important, friends, right? So yeah, this is all about chapter 5, about how we are creating our realities and the physical matters, and the very important message from Seth Master. So he want us to clear the debris, the old feelings, the old belief system or whatever, and we can create, and he wants us to enjoy the freedom. Okay, so thank you so much. But all you want to share anything, if your experience or anything, you can unmute yourself. Yes, Madhugar.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sharda, for the wonderful explanation. Um, got so much of clarity. I mean, the sharing has got so much of clarity, and you have explored what are the four coordinating points, and it is very true. All the points that you have mentioned is very true. That is where we are manifesting in these ways, and about the sub coordinating points as well. And when you were saying about the seed, I just wanted to add something into it. Even a seed is sown, for example, a fear or any lowest emotion is sown into us, or the past memory is coming into us, um, through awareness. Through awareness, we can take it out with roots. I mean, like we can just, even if it has sprouted, we can take it out with the roots, and then we can just that is how we address that. It's not like we don't ignore it. We address it with our awareness, and then we remove it totally, and then invite a miraculous thinking or a very positive thinking, so that is what will manifest. And even the example that you have taken of your friends, how she had manifested, because first she had listened that story in so much detail,
Yeah.
so that became, she had seen a movie in her mind, like she had visualized everything. And that is what, like it built up the energy, had she has the thoughts of it, and it had built up the energy, and then that is what is manifested in her life. So, and universe doesn't know negation, it doesn't know, like whatever you say, I don't want to do it, I don't want to experience this. Okay, don't, the universe don't know about don'ts, nots, and all these things. So universe says, okay, this person want to experience this, let me make this person experience that. So we have to be really, really conscious of what we are putting it. And the supermarket example, we just don't get everything, like when we go to supermarket, we have to be really mindful. What is needed only we have to get it. We want everything. There is so many colorful things, but what you need, pick only that. Then if you do these things, then our mind will also be clear. I have so many friends, they go to shopping and they pick everything, like we don't have to do that. So it's the same thing with the thoughts, like if somebody is saying something, we immediately pick it, and it builds up, like we start to think about it. And sometimes we don't have to think, it is happening in the background, and that is how a lot of things manifest in our life. So we have to have a lot of clarity, and that is where meditation helps us, that to bring in a lot of clarity into understand what is important and what is not important, even in thoughts. So if we can do that, our life will be really beautiful, our life will be all is sorted. So we don't have to worry, because we know what to think. We leave, even if we are listening, we even if we are hearing, we don't listen. See, this is what Patriji says, right? We hear many people say many things. We hear, but we should not listen. When you listen to it, it gets inside you. When you see anything, you just see it, but don't add your emotion to it. Then that is what you are inviting, that kind of a reality to you. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful, Sharda. Wonderful. Enjoyed it a lot.
Thank
Thank you
you,
so much.
Madhavan. Very well explained.
Lot of takeaways from this. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, Arunji. You can unmute yourself.
हाँ नमस्कार जी।
Namaskar.
मैं सिर्फ एक ही सवाल पूछना चाह रहा था, कैन बाय कंसंट्रेटिंग ऑन कोऑर्डिनेट पॉइंट्स कैन वी चेंज अवर डीएनए एज वी वांट?
DNA.
Our DNA, because our thoughts can be changed into the material form. DNA is a material form.
Can you please elaborate your question, Arunji? I could
Suppose
understand, but I need more clarity.
somebody is suffering from cancer. Cancer means कि his DNA is changed. So it's very difficult to change DNA again to the back form where there is no cancer. So by concentrating on the coordinate point, can we change the DNA of that portion of which is suffering from the cancer, so as it can be reverted into the old DNA? New DNA which has formed by cancer is converted into the old DNA of the previous form.
So here what I know is, when we meditate, there are so many people who have change their reality with meditation and with positive thinking. Don't think that I want to change my DNA, I want to change something. So changing the physical DNA, physical cells is more important. Even that will change with our inner consciousness, with our inner. So what we are, what already has stored, that is taking into a form, that is taking into that disease cells, right? Are you understanding, Arunji?
Yes.
Yeah. So what we need to change, not the physical cells. When we meditate, when we change our inner consciousness, the way we see the things, the perception, and what now Madhugaru has shared everything about listening, what we see and what we feel. That's very important. Okay. See, like for example, and this is what happened to a person in reality. So the person is serving to a cancer patient, and his friend is suffering from a cancer from cancer. So every time he's seeing that person going to the hospital, visiting hospital, all the treatment, he is there, and instead of supporting his friend, he got that fear of cancer. Though he is not having the cells, or what you say, the DNA, in the DNA he is not having that cancer, I mean that type of disease. He attracted that, and he also got the cancer cells. He also suffered from that disease. Okay. So it's not about the changing of our cells or DNA. When we meditate and when we work on ourselves, when we work on our thoughts, when we work on our feelings, everything, even the physical parts, that will change. And what is that, Arunji, in the placebo? Madhugaru, can you help with that? The name of the book, the placebo.
You Are the Placebo by
You
Joe
Are the
Dispenza.
That's a great book, Arunji. So the author, he already, I haven't read that book, but I heard about that book. I think Madhugaru can share about 2 lines about the book, Madhugaru.
Yeah, sure. So Joe Dispenza is the author of this book called "You Are the Placebo." We all know about the placebo effect, right? So about it happens in the in the drug department, in the drug field, where they're making medicines. So here, what happened to Joe Dispenza was he met with an accident wherein his vertebra got broken, like it is damaged. And being a doctor himself, he was around 24 or 25 at that time. He was a doctor. He knows his condition. He has been taken to hospital, and the hospital, the doctors, as usual, they told that, okay, we cannot see anything coming. You can't walk for life. For life you can't walk. Forget about walking, you can't stand. That's what they have, the doctor said. And he also knows, because about the medical system he knows. But this doctor has, like inclination towards metaphysical things, that whatever we think we can manifest. So what he did is he went to his friend's house, and there he was there every day, every minute, and every second of his life. All through the time that he was there, he started to visualize how his vertebra is fine and how he is perfectly well. And within 6 months time, he started to sit, and within a year's time he started to stand, and then later he started running. And now he goes all over the world to take sessions. That means our mind is so powerful that uh, because whenever such unfortunate situations happen to us, then we fall. Then we should not fall. We should understand that there is a power within ourselves, that we can change the reality. So this is what Dr. Joe Dispenza had done, and he's traveling extensively. There is so many of his. Everything is in a scientifically he has written in that book. So I request you to read that book, Arunji. And also, Sharda, I want to mention about Louis Hay. Louis Hay is one of the wonderful authors who was going through cancer, and through her affirmations, she only dealt with affirmations. Every day in the morning, you get up and you start affirm, all positive things. That is how she had reversed her cancer. There's so many examples. Heal. If you want to see, there is a movie called Heal. It's a documentary. Please watch that. There is lot of information how these physical illnesses that we experience is from our patterns that we have. So if we can reverse our patterns, as Sharda was telling, the beliefs and everything, if we can change it, then our entire reality will change. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Sharda.
That's what I was saying exactly. It is the change in the DNA by concentrating on the coordinate point. Thanks. Thanks, I got the answer.
Thank you, Arunji. Yeah, instead of, we don't know what the coordinate points are, Arunji, just observe your breath, just meditate, and whatever we need, we will get. Right? And in awareness, we have to build that awareness, what we are, the words we use, the thoughts and the actions, that's all important. So that's how we can build our awareness, and everything will get changed. Thank you, Arunji. Thank you so much, Madhugari. Yes, unmute. Reena ji.
Yes. Sharda Garu, it's excellent teaching. You are doing so hard work. Madhuji, also thank you for explanation. Uh, Sharda Garu, how do you connect with the Shed Master to get all the 4 points and everything? I'm amazed. Now, my question is, when you said the coordinate points, you have to just like it stores in our soul. So, is it from this life or is it from the past life?
So every time the intensity that mattered. So if I the same experience happened to me, Reena ji. So what happened? I am not having a habit of drinking coffee or tea now from childhood. Okay, but what happened? I'm not happy, so I don't drink any coffee or tea. Because I'm not habituated to it. So what happened is recently, I mean, in earlier, a few months, maybe a couple, 3 months ago. So it's a time that I'm just preparing coffee to my husband. Even he is not having a habit of drinking coffee regularly, but he had. So on that day, he asked for a coffee to have. So I am just preparing coffee. Don't know why that smell. I got tempted to that smell, the coffee smell. I know the coffee smell, okay, but I got tempted to that coffee smell, and I thought, okay, something, maybe the temptations, the temptations of sweet or anything that we urge to eat. That means there is an imbalance in an emotion. That's the one sign. So I checked in myself. So any imbalance of emotions that I'm going to cover up. I'm going to balance this with the food. So I didn't find anything. So I asked Mahatarba. I took advice to my higher self, or say you can say the higher consciousness. So whether to have it or not, whether to drink or not. So he said, no. Baba said, no, not this day. No. He said, no. Okay, that took me to an intense. That took me to that I really wanted to drink that coffee. I really wanted to that. So after 1 week, so he kept me to wait for 1 week, so that emotion got increased, that temptation got increased, that I have to drink that coffee. So on the 7th, after 1 week, so I said to Babaji, sir, if you say yes or no, I'm going to have today. And he said, okay, now today you can have it. Okay. So I prepared, so happily, that's the first time, so I prepared coffee and I had a sip. So when I first sip, what it happened is, that I never shared this experience to any in this session, but what happened? With the coffee taste, I'm also getting in my mouth the cigarette smell. And in my house, no one has the habit of smoking. So even I checked outside. So if any person is passed away, so if any person is smoking or not, so no one is there. But no, I could feel that coffee plus cigarette. So what's happening in me? I was in fear, and I thought to stop to drink that. I thought to no, I am not going to take any more sip. So I don't know what's happening in me. No, Mahatar Babaji said, you must and should complete that cup. So I don't know, I can't take. No, again, I had another sip, and totally I got connected to my past life. So I'm not meditating, I'm not at all meditating. I'm just having, as a normal person, I'm just having a sip. And I got connected to the past life. In one of the past life, I was a person, I was a male, a man, taking a male in that male body. So that person in that male body, I was having a habit. And that means the person is having a habit of drinking coffee at the same time cigarette. That means that intensity, that the taste, it's like it's enjoyed that taste. Even the taste buds of my no, this present life, even that memory cell has memory. Why we say this cell has memory? So that memory got triggered to my past life. And the arrogancy, that person is so arrogant. He is not even kind to any person. He is not even respecting the women or any other opposite gender. He is not respecting, very arrogant, very ego. And that whole character, that whole behavior, or say that that features, not the physical features, but the inner sense, whole got into me. And I was absent. Myself was absent. I was in fear. No, I don't want this person. I don't want this character. It's the old built in me. And no, I want myself back. I want to get myself back. That person. So when I see my body, though it is a female body, though I am a female, but the inner consciousness is like a male, complete male, a complete male. So I felt that no, I don't want this consciousness. So Babaji or no, Patri sir, I'm asking the higher masters to help me with this feeling. So then what the lesson I got is to ask for forgiveness to the all the divine female souls. Okay, so whatever that past, that life I have made other people to suffer with the words or with the actions. So I started. So when I realized, so this is what the lesson is. So I must ask for forgiveness. And immediately, so slowly when I got to know that behavior, and when I sensed that all my complaints, all my judgments about about the other persons, our other males, dropped out. It completely dropped, because I am such an arrogant that the male people around me, they seem to be very kind, very good. They are like God divine. So that much of arrogant that life I have carried, arrogancy. And I started to ask for forgiveness, and somehow and within few days, that I got confirmation through dream and also other masters that it got cleared. That means it got cleared means the forgiveness what I'm asking to the females, the divine females. So I asked it to the divine female in me. So not from my side, not from Sarada, okay, from the person's side. If that arrogant person realized, if that arrogant person got to know what the truth is, so how to behave with others, so ask for forgiveness. If he changed, okay, if he transformed into a good person, so from that perception, from that angle, I asked for forgiveness. And within few days that it got cleared. One sip of coffee connected to my past life. That's how even our cells have the intensity. It's matter. Energy.
Thank you. Another question. Thank you for explanation. This one is so detailed, so clear. Another question is: suppose you said dots are in the aura. So there is a positive dots also. So when you do meditation, you said it's going to wash off all the negatives. So is positive one also going to wash off?
No. So positive and wants, right? What is necessary for us? Then don't think like positive and negative.
Okay.
There is nothing, no duality exists here. There is no bad experience or good experience. So,
Okay.
so what is positive is, which is benefiting to us, also benefiting to the environment, to the mankind, to whole planet, right? Whole existence.
Yeah.
So it's like always build that. When we build it, so when we meditate, everything get clear, and whatever it is necessary, though it's a challenging experience to us, if the soul wants that experience, that's a positive one. Not from the physical reality, but from the soul's perception, it's a positive one, isn't it? It's a positive. It is clearing the karma.
Okay.
It is clearing. We are learning the lesson. Karma is not any bad thing. It's a lessons that we learn. So whatever it is necessary, we will get that. And to face that challenge, when we meditate, to face that challenge, we will get enough strength in us to face. And we don't feel that's a problem or that's a challenge. That's how the inner strength builds when we meditate. And that will look like a positive one for us, not more a problem, right?
But in reality, in the everyday life, it happens everything very quickly. Suppose somebody is scolding us or very negative reaction or something. We don't think that time our own feeling. We just react. It's a very difficult situation. So do you think we already pre-planned? We already have a fearful state, or why we experience every time the negative situation? Please explain to me.
Not negative situation. That's what I said. So whatever we feel inside, we attract the frequency, the same frequency. First, we have to know why this situation, why I attracted this person, why this situation got into my life. Also, what is the lesson that person is teaching me? So everything is in ourselves. And instead of reacting, we have to respond. So first of all, that's what in the previous session I said. So, and also, if the person is saying something, okay, if you are not that person, if you are not that character, if not that words, why we have to react with that words? If you are reacting, that means it's already existing in you. That's what Madhuji has said just now, isn't it? Madhuji has what she shared. We listen, but we hear, but we don't listen sometimes. And here we have to do opposite. We should not hear. We should not listen. Just keep quiet.
I didn't get that point. I listened that, but I didn't get that point very clearly. Sorry.
So here, what Madhuji has explained, we hear. Okay. The same thing happened to my friend. Okay. So that's what Madhuji has explained. So when my friend is hearing, when my friend is listening to to her friend's experience, okay, she imagined a picture. She got connected. So each and every feeling in her got connected to that words, and it got stored. That's how the intensity of the feeling matters there. What we are listening, what we are connected to. So something is triggering in you means there is something in you that's why these words are that's why this situation got created. So instead of reaction, so before reacting, before reacting, you get anger, right? Understand that emotion, understand that anger. Before giving words to that emotion, means first internally we react. That whatever we add words, we will put out. We'll say it out, isn't it? So instead of before adding words to your emotion, understand that emotion, understand that anger. Try to understand in your own way. There is no like procedure. So understand in your own way and try to understand that anger, that emotion. And then when we observe that anger, when we observe that emotion, the intensity gradually drops off. Okay. When that intensity drops off, so we don't react, instead we respond. Okay, Reenaji.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mamtaji? Sorry to keep you wait. Mamtaji. Mamtaji, can you unmute yourself?
Namaste, Sarada ji.
Namaste.
Hey, masters. Really, it was so beautiful wisdom today, and always it will be. And satsang is always beautiful. I will be enjoying a different loka itself. So it is very beautiful. And today's all points just we must recollect all those again and again. I feel that that these 4 points, coordinating points, we have to observe, and um, we have to see that. See, now I do some things like that daily, or for some 3 days or 5 days like that. When I feel so much of intensity of that sentences, I will write in a paper, and I'll stick on to the some wall or to the fridge or like that for few days. I'll be looking like that, and I'll be reading, and all the members in my house, they'll be looking at, and they will read some few sentences like that, some points. So today I thought to write down these 4 points. I felt like that. And so thank you. It was so beautiful. And I want to share my sentences today. Be present in the now with the trust that divine support is always. Maybe not the way we think is best, but in the way that we need things to do to be in order to grow and thrive. This is so important. We think always that we need this one, that one, but the divine supports us what we need actually, the truthful need. Trust abundance in our way. The universe has an abundance of love and support. Always try your best to live in present moment. When I read this, I wanted to tell myself like this: I am living in the present moment, and it is perfect for me. So this sentence I read again and again, so that what you told, we must change our thinking. We have to think what we are thinking. That's so important, I feel. And so I read it again and again, and it helps me so much. And thank you for sharing. Thank you, universe. Thank you, masters. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mamtaji. Always love your words. And you say, think about the thinking. The last you said, Patri sir said to a senior master, observe the awareness. What he said is, observe, be aware of the awareness. So again, we have to be that much of awareness. We have to build that awareness. We can observe our awareness.
Yes, true. Yeah.
No, witness the awareness. Witness the awareness. So we have to be in an observer state every time. So observing even we have to take care of our awareness also. That's what Patri sir said to the master.
Yes, witness the awareness. Yes.
Witness the witness, or like the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Mamtaji.
Thank you.
Right. Anyone, friends? So this end of this chapter, and next chapter, it's about the soul and the nature of its perception. Okay, many things from next chapter, from chapter 6. Okay, if no sharings means, shall we meet again then? Madhugaru? Shall we end the session?
Yes, Sarada.
Thank you.
Thank you.